People love just bashing the HOAs. I hear it all the time. It's usually something about, you know, um, the HOA basically has nothing better to do with their time than to make your life miserable. And, these people kind of on a power trip. And, there's probably some truth to some of that stuff. Maybe they're kind of nitpicky, and it could be annoying. Especially when some of these rules just don't really seem to make any sense. They're super frustrating, and I get it. But it kind of reminds me when my son was little, when he was going to kindergarten. We put him in a private school, and I still remember this. We were meeting with this school, and they told us, they go, listen. We've been doing things the way we've been doing them for a really long time, and we have some things that you will find that are antiquated, and you're not going to like probably, and that's fine. And if you feel that way, you're just invited to go somewhere else. If you want to have your son in our school, these are the rules, and we expect you to follow them. And it was presented up front, and we had to make that decision, and we were willing to deal with the rules. And some of them I didn't like, but we signed up for it. We agreed. Same thing when you buy a house in an HOA. You might not like the rules, but the rules are presented to you up front before you buy the property. They're called CC&Rs. And when you have your disclosure package, when you're purchasing the property, presented with this huge stack of rules from the HOA, and they will outline exactly what you can and can't do. Now, a lot of people just blow it off. They don't even read it, and then they complain later. But when you purchase that house and you sign off on that, you are agreeing to those rules that they have. Now, they're not for everybody, and so if you're a person that prefers to have their property you be unique and have a little bit more character, and you want to just do certain things that are outside the norm, that aren't bad, right? They're probably could be really, really cool. Then you just want to make sure that you pay special attention to that HOA. Personally, I live in an HOA, and there's plenty of things that I wish I could just do something to my yard and not have to have an approval or this or that, and it's a pain. On the flip side, though, I kind of like the protection of, okay, well, let's say my neighbor can't come by and, buy 4 or 5 cars and put them in his lawn and start fixing them up. Or a neighbor can't, paint their house purple with pink polka dots. Things like that. That would drive me absolutely crazy. So the HOA protects the homeowners from things like that. So it really just kind of depends on the type of person and the type of community that you want to live in. And the good thing about San Diego is there's something for everybody. There's awesome communities with no HOA, and they're really, really eclectic and super cool, tons of character. And then you do have the ones that are more strict. So whatever works, whatever makes the most sense for your family, just make sure you do your diligence before you sign your contracts. If you would like advice on some of the things that make our North County San Diego communities unique, give me a call, and I'll be happy to give you the inside scoop. 858-299-7830. I'm Jeff Toth, founding partner of Lux Ally Real Estate.